about Harry Potter theories. This has always been an interest of mine. I don't necessarily believe them, but I do have a list of 10 that I would love to talk about in this video today, because some of them make my brain twitch a bit and it's like, oh. So yeah, if you want to hear these theories that I find quite interesting, then keep on watching. And if this is the first time you're seeing my face, hello and welcome to my channel. If you would like to become a Potter Poppet with us, please click that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. Let's talk theories. Okay, so theory one that I find interesting is, it's out of Prisoner of Azkaban, when Professor Trelawney, you know, in the Great Hall, they're all having Christmas dinner and Dumbledore says, you know, because there's so little of them and the Great Hall's so big, they might as well just all mingle onto one table, and there's 12 of them. Professor Trelawney comes in and Dumbledore gets up to give her a seat and she stays, no, because that means there'll be 13 round the table. And then she goes to say, if there's 13 round the table, the first to rise will be the first to die. So obviously she doesn't dine with them, Dumbledore sits down. But little did they know that hiding in Ron Weasley's pocket was Scabbers, aka Peter Pettigrew. So that did actually make 13 people sat round the table. Dumbledore was the first to rise, and out of that table of people, Dumbledore was the first to die. You might think that could be a coincidence, Professor Trelawney got lucky with that one, but also going by that same thing that Trelawney believes, at Grimmauld Place, I think it's Christmas dinner again, there are 13 people sat around the table. Sirius Black was the first one to rise, and guess what? Out of that group of people around that table, Sirius Black was the first to die. Mind-blowing. Okay, theory number 2 I want to talk about because I hear a lot about this one. So basically they're saying that obviously Harry is a Horcrux, and obviously Horcruxes seem to have some sort of hold on people, making them evil, etc. Like the locket that obviously made Ron turn. Obviously Harry got a bit funny when he was wearing it. Yeah, Ron turned when he had it on because he wore it for too long. The diadem apparently, obviously when worn, makes you do things and be things or whatever. I can't really remember, but it does definitely do that. And obviously Tom Riddle's diary is just plain evil anyway. So yeah, I get what people are saying. So they're saying now that Harry, being a Horcrux, he was the reason, because the Dursleys lived around him for so long, that is why the Dursleys were so evil. I don't agree with this one, because in the book, in that first book, we learn about the Dursleys and they weren't very nice people anyway. This was before Harry arrived on their doorstep that night. So I just think they were nasty people anyway. They were nasty to Harry because they don't like magical blood. They don't like witches and wizards. They don't like the name Hogwarts. They didn't like the name Dumbledore. That is why they were evil to him. So that theory for me is that nah. Theory 3 is a new one that I read up on and I was like, what? So I thought I'd talk about it and see what your thoughts are on it. So the theory is that Mrs. Norris, Filch's cat, is actually his wife. They're believing that Mrs. Norris is a animagus, and basically in transformation one day it went wrong and she stayed as a cat. One of the reasons behind the thoughts of this apparently is because when obviously Mrs. Norris gets petrified by the basilisk, the way Filch acts is like, oh my gosh, because he hates everybody. So they don't think that he'd have that much towards his cat, like that much love towards his cat because of the way he acts when she gets petrified. They're saying that he treats her more like a companion, which I do see, I'm not going to lie. I mean, is Mrs. Norris just who he clings to, though, as a cat, not a wife? Because obviously he's lonely. Don't get me wrong, Hogwarts is full of people, full of witches and wizards of all kinds. But obviously, Filch is a squib. And therefore, is he jealous of everybody? So he just clung to this cat in the end. Is it a cat or is it his wife? But the other thing they are saying about it, this is the bit that makes my brain twitch. On the Marauders map, there is no evidence to show that pets are shown on the map. You think of all the witches and wizards' pets they have. None of them show up on the map. But Peter Pettigrew shows up on the map as Scabbers. Mrs. Norris shows up as the cat. So what do you think to that theory? That last bit with the Marauders map, that was what got me and made my brain twitch a bit. Theory 4, Harry's scar is actually a rune. Listen to this. We all know Harry's scar is in the shape of a lightning bolt on his forehead, and most of us have learned also that it's actually the shape of the scar is the wand movement for Avada Kedavra. We all know that Lily actually saved Harry with the act of love that she had upon him. She defended him with her love. There is a rune called Awaz, and it's in the same shape as Harry has as a scar on his forehead. And get this, that rune, the meaning of that rune is defense. Not only that, the term Awaz is another word, sorry, I got mixed up there. The term Awaz is another word for you, which is the same, it is a wood, and it's the same wood that Voldemort's wand is made out of, which gave him that scar. Oh my gosh, that was a good one. You have to admit that was a good one. What is your thoughts on that one? Theory 5, Avada Kedavra and Abracadabra. Did Avada Kedavra over a long period of time get morphed into Abracadabra for Muggles? Listen why. So originally, Avada Kedavra years and years ago was used to kill off viruses and nasty bugs, not people. And apparently years and years and years ago, Abracadabra was believed to kill off the plague by Muggles. Connection? What do you guys think? Theory 6 is one that, again, I hear a lot about this one as well. So I thought I'd talk about this one, and I thought you guys could give me your comments on it. Please comment and let me know what you think to this one. Crookshanks is actually Lily Potter's cat. In the last book, Harry finds a letter written by his mother, which reveals that the Potter family had a cat. And Harry wondered if the cat did survive that dark night. The theory is that people believe that the cat did survive and is Crookshanks. Is this why Crookshanks hated Scabbers so much, because the cat knew that it was Peter Pettigrew? Or could it just be that it's a cat and a mouse? Well, rat, but you know what I mean. So I don't know, but I wanted to know your thoughts on that one. Theory number 7 is another one that I hear a lot of, and I absolutely hate it. Harry Potter, just imagine the whole thing. But thinking about it, a young boy that's stuck in a cupboard under the stairs, mistreated by his aunt and uncle, who in that situation wouldn't want to imagine a magical world full of friends and adventures and things that he was never allowed to have or do. But the worst bit for me about that theory is when people say, obviously at the end of the book, and then he woke up. Oh my God, that would be just awful. Reading all them, watching all them, and then it's just all a big dream. I don't like that theory, personally. What do you guys think? Theory 8 is actually one that I have not known for that long, and I thought it was quite interesting. Muggles, years ago, won a war against wizards. I mean, just think about this one for a second. Why do wizards and witches hide away from Muggles? They are so much more powerful than Muggles. I mean, Muggles don't stand a chance, right? The theory about this is that years and years and years ago, there was a war between Muggles and witches and wizards. The Muggles won, and the wizards and witches had to go in hiding. Basically, I mean, you think obviously Diagon Alley, for instance, that goes into their world from the Leaky Cauldron. Oh my gosh, did I get that right? Yeah, it's the Leaky Cauldron, isn't it? But yeah, so they had to go in, they had to split their worlds, and they're saying that they have to live by the Muggles' rules and stay hidden. Although I don't know what to think about that theory, it does make you think. It must make you think. Witches and wizards have the advantage over Muggles because of their powers, so it is weird that they hide themselves. Not only that, in Goblet of Fire, the Ministry of Magic had to inform the Muggle minister that they were having a dragon brought into the country. Why? Theory 9, Hagrid, Aragog, and Newt Scamander. Okay, so Aragog himself says, let me read it so I word it rightly because it's a quote from Aragog. I came to Hagrid from a distant land in the pocket of a traveller. Now, people are thinking some ideas point to Newt's pocket. Now, Newt Scamander has already been shown on the Marauders map. A lot of people have pointed that out. So was this another little slight mention of him? What do you think? And my last theory that I wanted to talk about was, did Ginny slip Harry a love potion? I wanted to talk about this. Harry and Ginny are nowhere near my favourite couple within the Harry Potter series. But let's just talk about this a minute, because this made my brain twitch quite a lot. Okay, so Ginny meets Harry in the first book and film, okay? But in Chamber of Secrets, book 2, we know that Ginny has a big thing for Harry. But Harry shows no interest in Ginny until book 6, which is a book and film heavily focused on potions. Amortentia was a potion they all learnt about in the Half-Blood Prince. And funny enough, in the Half-Blood Prince, Harry suddenly becomes very interested in Ginny, completely pushing Cho Chang aside, who he was basically in love with. Just throws her to the side. Okay, Potter Poppets, that was the 10 Harry Potter theories that I wanted to talk about with you today. Let me know if you'd like me to do another video like this again. I do genuinely really like the theories. Some of them that I read really make my brain twitch, and some of them are quite, and they just make you think, and I love them. But yeah, let me know the thoughts you have on the ones I've read out. Let me know a couple in the comments. Let's have a discussion of ones you know. But yeah, that is the end of the video, guys. I will speak to you all in my next video. Bye, Potter Poppets!